Hello, everyone. I'm so honored to have you guys on and excited to introduce my dear friend. And he's a legend in this industry as well as this business. If you've been invited to this, I think I might just even need to stand up for it because I'm so excited. Because leaders who have been with this company for as long as some of us have been, we've experienced this feeling before where we're positioned in front of what's going to be an in biggest trends in the world. And I'm not going to take much of the information that Mr. Jeff Mack is going to share with you and I, but the opportunity to us is right in front of us. And those who jump all in will get to participate in this serious moment. Reason why we've almost got 1,000 people on this call right now, because you guys are one of the several that want to participate for where our company is headed. So with that said, I'd like to give Mr. Jeff Mack the warmest welcome. If you guys can clap, he can hear you through this meeting. I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button though, Jeff. Sorry about that.
Recording in progress.
So welcome to all you guys. Let's get some. We're excited for the future of our business. We're excited about the opportunity. And I am honored to host none other than the legend, Mr. Jeff Mack, who is going to share the details of what direction we're headed and how you all can participate. So thank you, Jeff, for joining us.
Well, Traci, thanks for hosting this. And I didn't mean to disrupt your life like it has been the last few days. Just backstory to this. And I'll kind of give you the story how this all has come to fruition. But Traci reached out to me a few days ago and said, hey, this is starting to percolate. Could you jump on and we'll just do a little call for my team and you can invite a few of the guys you're recruiting. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And then word leaked out. And next thing you know, we're blowing this lines out. And it's like, what that just tells me, it's indicative of what I already knew. And that's the fact that the traction with what I'm about to tell you is unbelievable. I've been doing this now for 35 years, Traci, and you know that. And I've seen a lot of things. I've participated in a lot of great growth windows that we've had. But I got to tell you, just in the short few weeks that we've been actually kind of talking to one another about some of the specifics about this, I've never seen something with the traction of this. And I'll kind of lay it out as to why it's the case. But let me just kind of give you a little snapshot of the past, where we are at the present, what the future might look like in the short future. All right. I've been doing this business for about 35 years. And I remember when I came into the business, and I know many of you watching in right now, because I know who I'm talking to. We got a lot of new people on here, but I got a lot of powerful people listening in right now from around the world that are well connected. Some of you were with us when we got involved 35 years ago. It was in the 80s. And I don't know if you remember back in the 80s, it was the Great Recession, worst economy since the Great Depression. And I remember as Craig Tillotson came to myself and Nathan Ricks, he said, hey, you guys, this is your time. And we're like, what are you talking about? We're not going to do new skin, And it's like, they're doing facelifts and stuff on people. It's more of a woman's deal. We're not going to do new skin. And he kind of laid it out and he says, you don't understand. We've proved the product efficacy. You guys are promoters. This is your time. You need to paint the vision of where we're going. I looked at it and I thought, man, it's kind of dark out there. The economy's bad. People are hurting. It's like, how could we spin this? And then the light came on. When it's dark, sell light. When there's no vision, sell vision. And so we just simply said to people, look, we know times are bad, but what if you joined us as we built this company? And in 2 years from now, you could look back, where would your life be then? And it cut the entrepreneurial heart out of the market. I saw some of the best people I'd ever seen at that point in time come into the business. And we went from 40 million in sales, where Nu Skin was at that moment, to over 500 million within 20 months. Now, why did that happen? It happened because we're at a point in time where people were tempered because of the environment out there. People that had had success, business people that had striking power, that had difficulty, making things happen in an economy that was robbing them of their energy. And so we exploded. And yeah, we have great products and all those things you've come to know Nu Skin about, but that sent us into a huge growth momentum window. Now, what's the moral of the story? Sell vision when it's dark. sell light when it's dark, show people a direction. Well, as time has gone on, Nu Skin has continued to stay vital, and they've reinvented themselves along the way. I remember when they opened Thailand, and I've told this story before to some of you on this call, but I want to give you another example as it feeds into where we're at right now. About 9 months out, the company let us know they're going into Thailand. Now, I'd never been there. I knew nothing about it. Read up a little bit on it, thought this is going to be a good market. We got a track record. We've created success and prosperity for a lot of people. It's not like we're just hyping guys, right? And so the story was, and I grabbed 4 of my friends, so 5 of us, and we said, let's go after Thailand. Well, what do? I don't know, go to a Thai restaurant, find a Thai guy, find someone that's traveled there. I don't care. Just start talking Thailand. We're going to go in there. It's going to be big. We don't know who the leaders will be yet, but whoever they are is going to change their life. And that was the story. You know, push, repeat, and do it again and again and again. Long story short, 9 months rolled around, 5 of us that worked hard, and we worked hard. People, and hey, it was a mix. Some people came in, got involved, started to build a team here stateside that were of Thai origin. Others waited. Some said, I want to see the product first. Others said, I'll wait till the market opens. Fine. All those people that were not an early adopter and innovator that would move before all the lights were green, we just put them on the back burner, said, we'll talk to you later, but we ran with the guys that would run now. Well, they opened the market, and I had to make a executive decision. I thought, this feels like we got something going on. I'm going to rent the largest hotel in Bangkok, Thailand, the Emerald Hotel in downtown Bangkok, 2,500 seats in the ballroom. And I thought, let's do a morning session, afternoon session. So we did it, right? Morning session, 2,500 people show up. Afternoon session, 2,500 different people show up. So the first day, me and my 4 friends, 5 of us, trained 5,000 people. Now, by the end of the month, which was about 3 weeks, that 5,000 turned into 30,000. As those 30,000 ordered product, you can imagine what happened. Now, some people will say, well, that's cheating. Well, what's cheating? We just moved with people that wanted to move now. We moved with people that had faith and vision. We moved with people that realized it's going to happen, and they could be part of the creation, or they could wait and then look at the sure thing and jump in. Well, you know what? Those guys from that foundation dominate 90% of that market today. And the Thai leaders that have come from that, some of you know them. They're some of the best people in the business, and they were born before the market opened. So what's the moral of that story? You need to move before the masses do. All right. So I've learned some things along the way here. Now, as time has gone on, it's been interesting. Okay, let's set the stage for where we're at right now. The last 3 years, I don't think any of us on this call or around the world could have predicted what's happened in the last 3 or 4 years. If I had come to you 5 years ago and said, I think I'm going to write this horror novel, and it's going to be about this virus that gets into the ecosystem of the world, people will die, other people are going to have an impact by it. They're going to shut down businesses. They're going to lock people in their houses. You know, governments are going to react in a real knee-jerk way. And what you're going to see is an entire globe under siege, and their vision and their certainty of life is going to diminish. And then we're going to have a global recession that will follow because of that hiccup. And the projection is going to be darkness for everybody. That'd be a pretty good horror story. But you would have thought I was demented. Guess what? That's exactly what happened. Now, what happened in the process of that, and you guys have seen this, companies are laying people off. Companies have gone out of business. People that were making money 3 or 4 years ago, they're not making money now. And what's occurred in the process is this global phenomenon has set the stage. I witnessed it when I started Nu Skin in the 80s with the recession in the States. And we went from 40 million to 500 million in 20 months, and we had to build the network to do it. Well, what we found in the course of the pandemic is some of our powerful saleswomen figured out a way, they cracked the code to market with social media and sell low-level items online. And as people came in, they upgraded them, and we found a ton of new leaders when everyone else was reeling. So you look at that, we grew during the recession. We proved that we were unconquerable, and we created a touchless business. We could zoom into your home just like this, drop ship product right into you. We don't breathe the same air. We don't even touch each other. Think about that for a minute. You can't beat us. That's that story. And so the stage is set, and I'm just here to tell you the network marketing industry is in trouble. Other companies didn't fare as well as us. They hadn't figured out, you know what, they don't have our leadership. They just don't. And what's happening, they're on the brink of failure. It's like a knockout punch has been delivered, you know, by the COVID deal, and they haven't fallen down yet, but they're out of cash. We're sitting in the driver's seat as the most financially solvent network marketing company out there, certainly the most publicly traded one. So you look at that, you say, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, in the shroud of darkness over the last 3 years, as this crap was going on, and let me kind of address that, because I know there's a lot of leaders on here that are saying, why haven't I heard a lot about this? Why wasn't I invited to a meeting and planning this? Well, the last 3 years, I've been representing many of you because I'm close to the company to go in and talk about some of the things we need to maybe change and adapt to try to position ourselves for growth. Well, Craig Bryson, who's the founding distributor of this company. In other words, everyone in the world is under Craig Bryson. He lives locally too. He was going in doing the same thing. And I said, Craig, why don't we just team up and go in that way? We're not replicating one another. And we did. And 3 years ago, Craig hatched this brainchild, okay, with AI, DNA, information, and this whole thing is kind of sounded futuristic. And we were talking about it out there in the field, but you couldn't get your arms around it. It seemed nebulous. And you know, all this negativity is going on. Social media was just, you know, doing great things. It's kind of like, well, what does this mean? Well, as time went on, company was listening. All right. Steve Hatchett, I mean, that guy's changed the whole landscape corporately for us. He's in there. The guy's a product wizard. The only reason he's at Nu Skin is because Nu Skin bought his operations, his manufacturing facilities, and they wanted to retain him to make sure it worked right, right? Well, now he's an entrepreneur. He's not a corporate guy, right? And so he tracks on this. He's writing stuff down. He's thinking. And so everything Craig was talking about, he was putting into real world stuff. All right. Now, they didn't talk a lot about that to us because those of you on this call, and Traci knows, you tell me and Traci something, we're not going to shut our mouth. We're going to go tell everyone because that's what we do. All right. So they kind of withheld some of that, you know, going along. But yeah, we kept talking, and it's like, okay. Well, here about a month or so ago, they pull us in there and they show us, I'll call it a diagnostic tool that gathers DNA. And they showed us that. I looked at it. I looked at Craig and he just nods. And I'm like, this is happening. And so right now, and you've heard it because it's public, they've announced that they've a $500 million investment in technological upgrade and AI capability. All right. And so what's happening here, Craig's brainchild, along with working together with the company, is now coming to fruition. And what's happening here is we're right in the process. And as I'm talking to some of you won't grasp this. You're thinking, well, maybe I'm more suited for this in a year. And that's okay. Some of you are salivating. Okay, I've got a bunch of people on this line right now I've personally invited here, business people, okay, people with striking power. And you're on here because something I said you resonate. Well, here's the details on that. This company has separated themselves from any other company in our industry. And what they're doing is they're closing the door on any competition. How do I know that? Because you've got to have $500 million laying around to even get to the table to get in the game. All right. And we're so far ahead of everybody now. Our computing's up on the cloud. We're so far down the road that if anyone tried to duplicate this right now, there'd be years till they could take it to market. And guess what? This thing's over in the next 18 months. You say, what do you mean over? What I'm talking to you about, this is you and I talking now, and that was my, right? You heard the Thailand story. Trust me, I've been here before. Traci's been here before. We've seen what happens when you sell the sizzle. The sizzle's always funner to sell than the steak. And we've got the best steak out there, right? And you'll know that that's been our reputation. But what I want you guys to know is what's coming can change your life. Now, how do I know that? I've seen it before. I've uttered these words before in a smaller type upside. I don't know if we can measure the upside here. You know, Mark Cuban has said that artificial intelligence will change everything. Anyone in the know knows that. All right. We now know that DNA collection is valid because 23andMe and Ancestry, many of you have had your DNA analyzed, and those guys have told you where you come from. What if I can tell you in about 12 to 18 months, we can take a snapshot of your entire body. Okay, when I say a snapshot, I'm talking internally through your DNA, and give you a picture. Okay, what I'm going to call it is digital twin. And this digital twin is the perfect you. It's everything with all the systems from not just your health, maybe your all the different systems in your body. And we can show you where maybe you're lacking based off of our AI capability as we take that information and run it through our AI system. And it comes back and pinpoints for you, maybe where you lack, maybe we could use a little help. And by the way, here's some products that might help that. And so all of a sudden, our AI capability, this machine, new skin, actually now starts to sell. For example, let me kind of back up here for a minute. Let's say here we are a year from now. They turn this thing on, and Traci's a friend of mine. And I call Traci up and I say, Traci, you're not going to believe this. We've got this capability to measure your DNA and tell you exactly where your health profile is. And I think you might want to see that. She says, absolutely. I haven't seen anyone yet that doesn't want to have that assessed. So boom, she gets the assessment done, which is a product, by the way. I earn commissions on that. It goes to Traci. Now, there's privacy issues, right? So Nu Skin's going to deal directly with Traci, although I introduced it to Traci. She sees what the whole readout is, which there's cognitive stuff in there too. We can even tell Traci the likelihood of how well she'd do in college. We could even tell Traci the likelihood of how good she would be in the field as a leader in this business. See, so it's more comprehensive than you can imagine. And so here it is. And what I do is at that point in time, it's simple. It's like, hey, Traci, to get involved here, it's as simple as me sending you the link to our app, to our Vera app. So here we are, let's say 12, 18 months from now, I send her the Vera app. She goes into it. Now, we have that app now. It's not where it's going to be. That is, the algorithms are being written as we speak, right? That's where the $500 million is going, part of it, right? So she gets the app. The app comes to her. She goes into it. She orders the assessment. She gets it done. The assessment now comes back direct to her. It pinpoints where she's at. And it says, hey, you know what? You might need new biome. Hey, I'm looking here. You might need meta. And I look right here. You're deficient in this area. Maybe you need youth. Maybe you need life back. Now, she doesn't know anything about those. She might call me back and say, Jeff, the assessment says that these 4 or 5 products are going to help me with my avatar, okay, my digital twin, to get me to where I need to be. What do you know about them? Well, hey, Traci, I use this, and this, and here's been the results. Well, she gets involved now and gets the product. So here's what's just happened. Okay, I've sent her a link. She's downloaded the app. She's taken the assessment. The AI kicks in, sells her the product. I'm just there as a consultant. And she can determine now if she wants to do this as a business. If she does, she opts in. If not, she stays as a customer, and away we go. I'm telling you guys, the track is so fast with this. It's so fast. It'll move so quickly because everything is in the palm of your hand. It's all digital. Now think about this for a minute. We're at a point in time where technology advancement has come to a point, if you have the money to get in the game, to where you and I are just the bird dogs. We're just out there talking business and pointing them in the right direction. It comes in, the AI kicks in, and it sells it all. It does all that. What do you and I do? We're out living our life. We're talking to everyone we run into. Why? First of all, they need the assessment. Second of all, is we invite them in an economy that is basically kicking the crap out of everybody, right? Because the forecast is darkness for the next several years as we go through recession. You know what? I want to shift your thinking for a minute. I've done this for 35 years. You know what I found? Whenever there's a downturn that affects the masses, my income goes up. Why is that? Because every time the masses are dealt a blow, life changes, put people in a different perspective where maybe they want to do something else. Some of you guys on this call right now, I've invited you here, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you are powerful entrepreneurs, and you know, and here's the definition of an entrepreneur. You're going to spend your time where you get your best return, period. I don't care if it's selling jelly beans. I don't care if it's selling pantyhose. I don't care if it's some other business. You're an entrepreneur. What I've said to people is you show me in the next 18 months where you can get a return on your time, like active and volunteer, tell me what it is. Crickets. There's no opportunity out there. Hardly anything, right? This thing is going to just blow doors. And I'm just telling you this. You might say, well, what's the methodology right now, Jeff? Well, if I'm you, let's say I'm recruiting Traci right now. She's hearing this story. And hey, maybe I'm not that great at telling you because I just heard some of this stuff Friday. All right. There'll be a point where we have a presentation that's just bam, 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 where a monkey could do it. All right. And it'll go. I'm giving you guys inside info that I can actually leak that is not violating my non-disclosure agreement to give you a way to take action now. I want to repeat the same thing that happened in Thailand on a larger scale. And so here we sit. And so we're in this situation and you're saying, okay, what happens from this point forward? Well, you know what? I've been sharper with my presentation, but I haven't slept for 2 weeks. So those of you watching this, Liz said to me the other day, she says, what is wrong with you? You don't sleep. You have to sleep. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I can't shut my mind off. I've been told some things, and based off of my experience, I can see the future. I can see the outcome. I know where it's going. And I can't shut my mouth and I can't stay out of the fray. And so when I go to bed at night, my mind doesn't turn off. I get tired enough, Liz, I'll probably just fall on the floor and sleep. But until then, I'm going to continue to stay engaged. So here's my point. We're sitting in probably the best spot you could possibly be in, given the circumstance. We're coming off the heels of 3 years of something many of us still don't understand. We're going into a dark time with a recession. That limits opportunity. You know what that means? You don't have to be that good at explaining this story. Although there'll be a lot of point and click stuff out there that'll be recorded, all right, where people can get the dissemination of the information. But they're looking at it not because you're that great at it. They're looking at it because there's no other options. What are they going to do? Some of you have been laid off from your jobs. Others of you that had businesses that were successful 3 or 4 years ago, it's pretty hard to grind a dollar out now. Some of you out there are saying, you know what, I'm an entrepreneur and I just don't see where I'm going to get a return. Some of you were killing it in real estate. Yeah, try that now. Okay, that thing's tubing. Okay, so you look at that and you say, it's eliminating opportunity left and right. What can I do? Man, I'm telling you, this is a counterintuitive business. And what does that mean? What that simply means is when the masses are acted upon, we're in a position to be in a favorable position. You know, I get a little bit coarse when I talk about stuff. It's kind of like we're all normal people on this call. We, at some point or the other, we're part of the sheephood, right? We're out there where we're just out there grinding it out, and the powers that be made the moves they did, and they profited and benefited, and you and I had to just kind of pick up the pieces or react to certain things that were done. Well, once you sign up as a distributor here, you're no longer part of the sheephood. You now have become a shepherd. Now, what does that mean? What that means is you now have the freedom to zig and zag when everyone else is being acted upon. You're no longer a pawn in the game. You're no longer somebody that just takes what's given out to you. You have the capacity to zig and zag and take people with you. And so you look at this and you say, okay, what does that mean? It means you have autonomy. It means that you're in a position right now. You're not making the $500 million investment. New Skin is. But they're saying, we're making that on your behalf come with us and join us and spread the word and help build a network. And what I'm telling you is between now and the time that they turn that on is a diminishing asset. If here's where we sit right now, and this is the day that they turn on the AI DNA machine and we start orchestrating the digital twin, okay, as that starts to get smaller and smaller, and every day it does. Okay, we're doing this call right now. There's 1,000 people on. You know what's going to happen? You're going to see a lot of people jump into the business. The window closes a little bit. Tomorrow, they're going to start talking about it, and they're going to get other people involved, and the window closes a little bit. There'll be another Zoom like this in the next day or two, probably somewhere, and people will jump on and get involved, and it closes just a little bit. See, my point is, this is a finite time when they turn it on, and you're here now. You know what I say to you is the same thing I said to people before Thailand. Run as fast as you can, tell everyone you know, and run with the people that are going. If I've invited you here, you know me, I'm not going to get you in a headlock. If after this discussion, you're not on board, you won't hear from me again on the opportunity, because I've got my hands full and I'm running with people that are. And we're going to run so hard in the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to be exhausted at the end of it. But you know what? The army will be in place. And then they turn on the machine and the market floods with assessments. Those assessments come back, you're paid on them because they're products, right? And then the product flow goes into the market as the AI machine is selling and updating and doing all the things that they do. Well, I tell you what, I've never heard a story like that. You know why? Because there's never been one in existence until now. We're writing the algorithms as we speak. Now, you and I have a decision to make. Based off what I told you right there, if you're entrepreneurial at all, you can connect the dots. If this is going over your head and you're saying, I don't even know what he's talking about, well, maybe we'll run into you in another year or two. All right. But I'm telling you right now, I've never seen anything like this. There's people that are coming to the table in new skin that would never do new skin in a million years. And they're going to do it now. You know why? Because of DNA, AI, and you know what's the future? And they know that we've made the investment, and they know that they're limited elsewhere to do anything else. We're going to rock and roll, guys, as indicative of this call. This is just me and Traci jumping on to do a small meeting for a few of our guys. And it's ricocheted around the world. Tell you what, you watch. Mark my words as we close this now. You watch what happens. You can be part of it, or you can sit on the sidelines and watch it. Those of you that decide to sit on the sidelines, I don't know how you can. You know what? I had a discussion with people several years ago at New Skin. Some were like, I'd never do anything like that. I'm like, all right. They see me today. They can't look me in the eye. Because you know what? Their life is the same. They're still out there hustling the buck to pay the bills. And I never flaunt anything that's happened to me, but they know, because New Skin has become a not only respected company, but it's become a kingpin in our industry, ready to dominate the whole. Don't make that mistake. This can change your life. The question is, do you see it? And if you do, get back to whoever put you on there, whoever you're working with, are going to help you do this, because you have a team around you. This isn't just something where we say, oh yeah, run out, get going. You're going to find there's an orchestrated effort with people that know what they're doing. So I don't know, Traci. I mean, that's what's popped in my head as we're sitting here talking. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, man, I can't even believe we're here, because for 3 years, I've heard him talking about a few things hypothetically. And then here we sit. The thing is with Ryan, he's hired the best people to do this. This isn't an internal thing. He's hired people to come in and do this. That's where the investment's going. And we're going to rock and roll.
Yep. I want to throw something out here. What company do you know on the bus, the ones that go on this momentum ride, invest $500 million for you and I to blow up this market. And what Jeff is referencing, I don't know, Jeff, I'm not sleeping either. I haven't showered. I did go upstairs and brush my hair and throw some hairspray in it. I'm sweating because I'm so excited. My phone is blowing up. When you guys are positioned in front of one of the largest growing trends right now globally, hop on board and go on a ride. It doesn't matter how you say it. It doesn't matter what you don't know. Just hop on. There's a reason why there's 1,000 people on this meeting, very first meeting, and it's only going to grow from here. You want to pre-position. You want to build your army. You want to talk to people. We don't care what people come in with. If they want to play this game and go on this ride with us, they need to just get themselves signed up. And I do know that, Jeff, if you want to mention some of we're working on a sign up kit, if you will, but 3 or 4 products. The ones that we're writing with right now is get your people on collagen, meta, and new biome, and let's get this party started. Because what's coming, listen to what he said, that DNA assessment test, it's not just about that. When I got excited about the information that it was going to collect from myself, from my people, and that instead of me making a recommendation on a supplement for my customers, the book is written for them. It's going to be more accurate for our people. It's going to create less work for you and I. It's going to be able to tell us and our customers the types of workouts that we need to do to burn more fat. It's going to tell us exactly, specifically what supplements we need so that we can live an amazing, healthy life. Right now, we're not told that. And so the specifics behind the assessment is just the beginning, friends, of collecting more information from people that will give them more accurate solutions. And when I was excited about the assessment, Jeff, Craig said, whoa, you need to stop right there. I even wrote it down. He says, you don't understand. Those who hop on now, it's more than what you think right now, friends. It's more than you will ever imagine. And Jeff, I'd let you close on that one, because right now is the time to take advantage and recruit like crazy and build your army. Close it out.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, the DNA thing is just the tip of the iceberg, okay? How do I say this? The non-disclosure I saw, as Craig said, there's more here than we talk about. I can't talk about it. Okay, we're a publicly traded company. I can't even buy new skin stock because of what they told me. All right. And so, yes, the tail is sail with this. We're talking about this right now, pre-position in this diminishing window, build an army in place. So we get on board, there's various duplication models. You mentioned the one I would probably recommend for my team right there. As they come on board, they grab that. We sponsor some people. They do that. They file their letter of intent. They go towards the executive. They go towards Ruby. They go towards Blue Diamond. In the next 12 months, my goal is to have several new Blue Diamonds created in my organization that I'm working with. So when they turn on the assessment thing and it runs through the market, it explodes, as you described. See, the AI capability is as powerful as the information fed into it. The gathering of the information we have, and by the way, we didn't mention this, our biophotonic scanner over the last several years has gathered a myriad of information from humanity all over the world. We already have that data we plug in. So the data machine, the AI capability is as good as the input. The input on this is going to be so absolute and so vast that when our people are plugged in and that avatar, like what I envision, Traci, is like, you send me that link, I register, I'm on there, they create that avatar, I get the assessment, and there I am. There's my perfect self, right? My digital twin, and it shows me where I lack. And so I get these products that are recommended that all have the double-blind placebo studies. The science is heavy. I mean, it's no snake oil. This is legitimate stuff. And it now helps to get me to my goal. Now, here's the benefit. Some of you that are business people, you're saying, okay, I don't want to just flash in the pan. You want this to pay you for 10, 20, 30 years from now? Think about the stickiness of this. I come on board. There's my avatar. There's me in an electronic form. Right? And I see what's there. Here's the solution I'm being given by the AI component, and I'm working towards that. Why would I go get product someplace else? Why would I leave the company and go someplace else? Why would I pull up and go someplace else? All my information's here. Everything about me is here. And they're giving me the solutions for that. From a customer perspective, the stickiness on this thing with the long sale, the stuff I can't tell you about. I mean, if I told you that right now, it'd stop your heart. All right. That's why I'm not sleeping. I see the end zone here. Okay. And so we're at a moment right now. As time flows, we'll be able to give out even more information. As the company gets more public with it, I mean, they're going to make announcements because they're a public company, right? You'll see more and more things go on. Those of you that are leaders that are looking to set yourself free, let me just tell you this. You're going to see some enhancements to our comp plan that you're going to like. And that's all I'm going to tell you. Stuff that is life-changing, all right? So here we sit. We're at a point in time, Traci, where you and I have done this for many years, but we've never seen anything like this. And we see everything that moves out there. I tell you what, there's no place you want to be but here for the next 12 to 18 months. And you want to arrange your life to take advantage of this window. Because I'll tell you this, and if anyone that knows me, you know I'm direct if I'm anything. This isn't about you. This is about the window. This window is going to do what it does, irregardless of what you and I do. If I decide I'm not going to do this, Traci says she's not going to do it, we're not going to maximize it like we can. If you're a new person listening and you say, you know what, those guys are just hyping network marketing guys, I'm not doing this. Guess what? Here's the time they open it. Here's the window that closes. Everyone comes into the mix and builds an army. And the only thing is, you're not involved. Don't do that. Okay. What else are you going to do for the next 18 months that'll give you a return like this? I don't see it out there. And I see everything out there. All right. So that's where we're at. I mean, the rubber's meeting the road crazily right now. And this is the best time. Now, some of you guys that I may have to kind of pull in and convince you that you're an early adopter or an innovator, trust me, you want to be involved now where you can sell that vision because that's what people are looking for. Trust me, they are. There's people just saying, hey, throw me a lifeline here. I'll do whatever I need to do. It's going to get more intense because the forecast, I don't know if you follow economic stuff you can read up on. It's pretty spooky. You're going to see the best people we'll ever recruit into this business are going to come in that window. Get involved with this and let's go. Any of you guys that I've got on here, you know what we're going to do. We're going to run hard and fast, and I'm available 24/7. So let's go. All right. Thanks for hosting, Traci.
Jeff, thank you, everyone. The comments are crazy. I'll download them and get them to you, Jeff. People are all in. Let's get this party started. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
See ya. Thanks.
Recording stopped.